All right, Shalom Israel, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle, elder bishops, a great millstone. Much salutation to the brothers, teaching the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect, most high will, to the hopeful extended elect, Shalom blessings. Men, women, and children. Fairly short video. I just thought about it. I could have been exposing a lot about blackness regarding Jake, during Black History Month, which was February. I don't know if it's a specific day that it starts, but February is the Black History Month. This is one clip of NAACP. It's the 57th NAACP Image Awards. And it's the guy, if you know the movie Sinners with Michael, what's his name, B. Jordan, I think it is, and it's become popular, especially among the black communities, I guess. It's a deep movie. I got to watch it again. The title, it really has nothing. It has something to do with religious specs, but overall, it's not really showing what it's not really anything biblical or prophetic about what they show in the movie. I mean, if you spit out the bones, maybe you could put together some pieces, but the overall message they're sending, they're not really encouraging people to turn to God at all. And I think the zombies were considered the sinners. I'm not sure. It had a racial edge to it. I forget what date that it's supposed to be regarding the movie. But this guy Miles Caton, he won the Image Award for this movie, and he's an upcoming actor. I don't know if he was a YouTuber. I don't know history on him, but when he gave his small speech, he encouraged like those that are beginning or starting off, and wanted to basically get into the industry acting. I guess mainly because he's an actor, but anything, music, any kind of entertainment, whatever. And I think even the least they play a lot of semantics. They play a lot of psychological games with psychological effects. And I think him being dark skinned was even more of a tool to lure our people in, to where like, yeah, you could be a black man, dark skinned man, and make it in Hollywood. Don't let nothing stop you, because it's a lure into the Hollywood world. Not only that, but all this belongs to the elites. They all control this, and I looked up NAACP, where it came from, and what it stands for, where it came from. And this is a distraction. This is another distraction with this war going on, with the end times here. They talking about being a movie star and getting into Hollywood, and it's the end of the world. It's America is pretty much dwindling down the drain. We're in the brink of World War III. So, and it tells you our people. Let me go to that scripture right quick before I talk too much. Jeremiah 50:6. It says, "My people have been lost sheep." His people Israel, because this is so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. They play heavy upon the so-called Negro because he's the head tribe of all the nations, and he which is Judah, short for Jew. Jew is short for Judah, so we Negroes are the real Jews, and they have much influence over the other tribes. I'm gonna get into music too, even though that's dwindling down the drain. You know, the daughters of music are being brought low. But it says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. And you have a black church, so to speak, of many shepherds regarding religion. Like you got the, Donnie McKirkland, you got, who is that? Kirk Franklin, and Shirley, what's her name? Shirley Caesar, I think. Uh, Yolanda Adams, those type of figures that, you know, keep encouraging our people to play in the Hollywood field, you know, to, be whatever you want to be in this world, especially when it comes to being a celebrity, because a lot of our people they look at that as, the top pinnacle of their success when they're striving to get to success or get in a place to where they're successful. And if it's not having to do with Hollywood or being on the big screens, it has to do with money, which ties in all together too. But it says they're shepherds. You got TD snakes and all that. You got um, all them people, you know. So our people be like, well, at least I can still, get if I go through anything uh, mentally and I'm not able to handle it, I'll just call, you know, these religious figures within the Hollywood circle, and I should be all right. Um, their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. And the resting place is really in these scriptures. Jerusalem used to be a home for us, a physical home. If we went out and lost our way and we like, man, I got to get back, it's almost like your home. It was our home, and it's basically like coming to a home to a father. It's like you got a main house to go to. You go out there in the world, you get in trouble, you call your father, you get to go, hey, well, you get in financial binds or something, or you come homeless, hey, father say, well, come back home and you just to figure it out. We don't have no home no more, you know. So we're in a situation, predicament right here over here in America, mainly core, but all over the world because we are scattered. James 1:1, many other scriptures, Deuteronomy, the curses, 28:15 on down, it'll tell you that we are scattered, and so forth, all through the scriptures, even the New Testament right here. Even Yahweh Shai, the Son of God, who they ignorantly call Christ and Jesus, he said, go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, Matthew 10:6. So, yeah, it doesn't show. But, I looked up NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. They still using that word colored. So it's an old thing. It's a civil rights organization in the United States, founded in 1909. And guess who is in commemoration of? Let's go. Let's see. Commemoration, if that's the correct term. It says NAACP works to fight racial discrimination, protect civil rights, promote equality in areas like education, voting, and justice. See, the term colored people reflects the language used at the time it was founded, though it's considered outdated today. If you want, and so if you go up, I think I went up a little bit more. I think I Googled it. NAACP was established on February 12th, 1909, a date chosen to coincide with the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. See, it's based on a damn devil. And they say Abraham freed the slaves. We already know what that means. Abolishment of slavery, that wasn't the case. emancipation proclamation, that wasn't even realistic. And like we have always said, it was a transfer of ownership. You know, Southern slaves fought to go to the North for so-called freedom, more rights, or more liberty, which they pretty much had none in the South. Um, so it's almost like you fighting for a better position at the job. Now, when you have Jakes that do that. They strive and at certain jobs, and they become they can even become a president of a company, or CEOs or whatever. But they still you know under um, guidance and under rules and regulations of the higher ups, all the way to if they wanted to climb any further to get up to they would be right under the feet of the elites, not right under, but under the feet of the elites, just like these celebrities. They're under the feet of higher ups, that control the narrative, they control the music, they control, what comes into Hollywood goes out. Same thing with Broadway in New York, you know, and so forth, all around the country, all around the world. It says the organization was founded by a multiracial coalition, including W.E.B. Du Bois. I'll probably butcher that as hell. Ida B. Wells, you remember her? She made, I think the one that came out with she was into hair products. Yeah, I think so. She invented something that related to hair products. Mary White Overton and others. Its creation sparked in part by the 1908 Springfield race riot, which highlighted the urgent need for a national civil rights organization. So this is bogus, and like I said, it's an ongoing distraction. This is like BET, connected with BET networks, awards. Our people now. A lot of our people now, breaking ground with their own establishments, such as like podcasts. Basically that's sort of like a new thing now with celebrities, even those that had been heavy in the Hollywood world, and then they had either gotten older or retired some type of way from being actors, actresses, singers, whatever, and now they got podcasts now. And these podcasts, on these podcasts, they're making they're trying to talk about prophetic things. They're trying to talk about what do you think about the MOTB, or what do you think about the Hebrew Israelites, or what do you think about, and they get to voice their own opinion, and then people, the people that grew up idolizing them, they say, what, they got a point, you know, they talk that same Hollywood talk, to strive for the best, but within the Hollywood rim, within the Hollywood world. They don't tell you the ins and outs. They don't tell you what you have to do to get this. This is a new guy, like Miles Caton in Sinners. He's a new guy. He's winged under Hollywood, and Michael B. Jordan is probably kind of like coaching him through these ropes of maintaining success in Hollywood. And guess what? They're gonna pimp him out, man, or whore him out. He's gonna be a male prostitute, just like the rest of them, man. And they'll never tell you, And people know what Hollywood is now. They know about Epstein. They know about Trump tied into the Hollywood. Even John F. Kennedy was tied into Hollywood the Hollywood world. He was involved with Marilyn Monroe and all that. Ronald Reagan, that was a president in '83, was in the '80s. He was an actor. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was an actor, and he got the position to be mayor of California, a governor of California at one point. So the world is a stage, man, and I think I'm gonna make that a caption to where I'll start to go into these celebrities, go into Hollywood and some of the even the old school Hollywood, um, um, going back to Broadway on the East Coast, rappers and all that. I'm a caption it. The world is a stage, and so just like I do with, I mean, I still have Operation Matrix that I go into. Hasn't been a while when I'm talking about anything concerning technology, NASA, science, you know, DARPA, and I'll do the same with the world is a stage. Um, Regarding these celebrities that influence our people to strive in America while this war is going on, while slavery, modern day slavery is going on, while the MOTB is brewing, surfacing, and they'll act the same. Even when it comes out, they'll act the same. They'll be like, yeah, well, yeah, different. They'll advertise high levels of technology. Like back then when they used the word make Sprite commercials, it wasn't for them and building their business and their brand. It was to build Sprite brand. It was they without they our people with everything from food to you know uh, chicken chicken commercials, soda commercials, food commercials. Um, they'll do it with MOTB and they'll make it look like fashionable to where like yeah these are the times we're moving into an elite the time of an elite world to where man we got better stuff, we got better equipment, technology. The people are getting more fancy and more knowledgeable at a young age. You got young producers like that. Marseille, what's her Martin? She they showed her and publicized her as a very young producer. Um, she started in Little, I think. She was only like 12 or something. I don't know. She was real young though, but so they're working. The elites, they have our people on their agenda. And even with the Israelites, within the truth, they're not really a part of the truth, the true body of the truth, the true church. But they have been paid off. A lot of them and took the bag to where the world is a stage within Israel too, um, because they're covering all bases, man. Religion, music, entertainment, which goes all into the same. Um, Black networks, all this black network stuff is set up, narrated by them. What is it? Black Lives Matter. It's all BS. It's a stage like a mother, and the curtains are closing. The curtains are closing down on America. So and our people going to realize that everything is staged. Everything, a lot of these wars are staged. I mean, that's why it's rumors. That's one reason why it's rumors of wars, and wars and rumors of wars. A lot of they could stage a bomb on TV. I mean, they make it look real. They could, they have so much like AI. You don't know what's real or not. So they can even, bomb, and I believe they did bomb Tel Aviv, but they can make it look like that so it could, rouse the people up over here to get into a patriotic spirit again. To where like, oh, they bomb, and what Tel Aviv is a gay community, so to speak. It thrives on sodomy, and so when you when you put those elements in it, they use that banner as a touchy, sensitive banner, a touchy, sensitive subject when it comes to gay rights and stuff like that. So, and when it comes to children, they use both of those subject matters to tie, to tie in the souls of people that are, humanitarians and people that, are into, that are highly sensitive to that field, that world. That's that those subject matters, and because basically what the sodomites, they be pushing it like they want freedom. They don't want to be, and they get most freedom in America. And they're evil, man. You know, and they control a lot of stuff. They control, like Tyler Perry. They put these sodomites as the producers and executive producers of these movies, especially in the black body of Hollywood, like Tyler Perry, you know, and Quincy Jones with music, and you know, P Diddy with rap and all that. Make them the moguls, or make them the gatekeepers in this small bubble, so to speak, of black pride, which is basically going off. It's wicked as hell. Black means uh, dark, evil, wicked. You could look it up. We are not black people. We're Hebrew Israelites. Um, and I think that's it, man. Did I look up? Oh, my people are lost. And then it says, John 9:31. Now we know that the Most High heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshiper of the Most High and doeth his will, him he heareth. Most High don't hear sinners. So, you know, a lot of these churches got our people, believing that, oh, the Most High is going to come for sinners and he love them and they're going to be, and, they're going to, you could sin all you want and he'll still care for you because, he understands your heart and all that. Nah, he don't listen to sinners, man. And it says, my people are lost sheep, and my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You know, and that's why people do it. They even in this world of what they would seem to be deemed as intelligent and highly professional and all that. You see how even with Regina Hall, she's dressed. And everybody's coming out with their best wear and they tuxedos and they acting all professional, and you know, they get awards and all that. And our people are influenced to want to be like this, especially with the ones they grew up watching. Her black ass Viola Davis. She's playing in all kinds. She's a leading lady right now in film. And she shows that black woman, powered woman aspect of the black body. When I say the black body, I mean, the black communities across the world, and the black, even coming from ghettos and hoods and all that. A lot of these people that make it are from the ghettos and hoods around the world. And then they tell their story the same. They like, man, y'all can make it, man. It's potential out there, You can fulfill your dreams. Yeah, America's falling, man. The Babylon Great is falling, man. And it's going to become the habitation of devils, man. The curtains are closing. The world is a stage, but the curtains are closing. Anyway, hopefully it's edifying. The next video show.